Hi everyone, Trisha, it's me Jenny, and it's time for another not naked video response to Trisha Hershberger's series The Naked Truth, where we talk as candidly and as truthfully as possible straight out of the shower, no makeup, my hair is dripping everywhere, first take, one take, etc, etc, and most people choose to do it naked. I choose not to, but either way it's not a sexy time thing, it's a tool to be vulnerable and honest and all of those things. And today's video is going to be a pretty short video because the subject is Star Wars, and May the 4th be with you. And the thing about the Star Wars is everyone knows it, everyone loves it, it's one of the highest ranking films series of all times, one of the highest budgeted series of all time, even with the dismal critical reception of the prequels is still going strong and going on to greater heights. It has been around for a bloomin' long time now and is still going strong. And the thing about Star Wars, and the reason why it's so timeless and everyone can relate to it, is its archetypal storytelling. It is the classic hero's journey with the archetypes of the wise old mentor. It's an odyssey. It's got the wise old mentor, the, young hero, the, kind of the banterish heroes, the comedy sidekicks. It's got drama, it's got laughs, it's got charisma, it's got action, it's got beautiful visuals, but also a level of complexity where it's not, so beautiful that you can't invest in the reality. There are grimy things, there is dirt on uniforms and, a lack of symmetry to it that is very relatable and very real to life, and yet it's fantastical. It's light swords and magical monks, basically. It's knights who wield glowing swords. It's a level of fantasy that's mythical, it's timeless, and that's the reason why it's so timeless. Archetypal storytelling is so easy to engage in because it's basically a way of telling about the human condition. That's how stories build. Everyone that compared the Force Awakens to A New Hope, there's probably not really that many actual similarities in terms of story other than it being set in the same world, but it's archetypal storytelling. You've got the young hero, you've got the dashing rogue, you've got the villain in black, you've got the kind of juxtaposition of good versus evil, with a level of complexity and a level of griminess that's real to life. Even the alien characters are characters. They're not these, insane out there entities that you can't relate to. You can relate to the characters from any walk of life, and that is very reminiscent of. And it's half an hour later because my camera ran out of battery. I can't remember my train of thought, but basically Star Wars is awesome. Star Wars is something that everyone can love because the thing with archetypal storytelling is you relate to the characters because they say common truths about anyone on the planet. And I really love the fact that with the new series they're breaking a lot of new ground, but they are sticking to that concept of archetypal storytelling. So you can see similarities, you can see, connections and linear thinking with it, but they are bringing in new archetypes, they're bringing in new concepts, they're seeing the world from a different perspective, and I just really enjoy it. Yes, it's pulpy in places, yes, it's silly in places, but dang if it isn't enjoyable escapism, and yeah, I like it. I realised that it was so culturally impactful that I didn't ever sit down and watch the films, but I can remember watching clip after clip after clip, and so when I did eventually sit down to watch the films, I'd seen all the film and I worked out exactly how the plot worked, but I never really sat down to watch any of the films in total until I was about 17, 18, and I was like, I have to watch Star Wars all the way through, but I'd seen it all by then. It was like Friends. Everyone's seen every episode of Friends, but they haven't necessarily sat down and watched them all in chronological order, but yeah. It's like that, but probably a better one would be Doctor Who. Having never seen any of the original series of Doctor Who, I knew what the dialects were, I knew what the TARDIS was, I knew that the Doctor reincarnated and he had a companion. You're just culturally aware of Star Wars. It's an international, multicultural phenomenon because it is so relatable, because it's archetypal storytelling in beautiful settings with wonderful visuals and complex characters, with fantasy-based things, and soaring music, great action sequences and charismatic actors and a well-written script. What's not to love? I don't know anyone who doesn't enjoy Star Wars on some way or another. Yeah. It's lasted for this long for a reason. It is a modern day odyssey without it being a work of pure art. It is definitely enjoyable escapism. Anyway, thank you for watching. Feel free to comment, and I'll see you guys all next week for another Naked Truth, and tomorrow for another daily vlog of some kind. Bye!